and welcome, hypothetical viewers, to another installment of you hypothetically watching me play Shadowrun Returns. Last time we checked out the warehouse after hours and summoned some spirits that gave us some helpful info about the Ripper killings. In fact, we found out that the Ripper is, well, at least two people and one strange entity, but one person in particular. We found out that there was a dark other energy that freaked out the ghosts. There was an elf who had no loss of essence, so no mechanical implants, but a dark soul. And we found DNA evidence related to this elf, so that's good. There was also some kind of troll henchman with mechanical cybernetic implants. Right, so we found that out, we found the DNA evidence, and now we're going back to the Seamstresses Union, our home sweet home. And we'll see where the night takes us, or as it might be, the morning. Alright, so after hours, when you return to the Seamstresses Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case, a sample of the Ripper's blood. You may need to find someone to help you analyze it. It's the morning, here in real life as well. Without its colorful staff, cast of regulars and posing tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted except for a handful of janitors. Alright, we're in. There's janitor number 1. Let's go to the back bar. Mrs. Kubota is in the back. Yeah, I thought so. Let's go. Going. Hey, I just swept there. Sorry. Just have to get to the back bar. Yeah, it's the morning and I'm not feeling great, but hopefully, well, no one watches this anyway, so what does it matter? Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie gather for breakfast with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. Ooh, sausages. What's in these sausages? Let's talk to Mrs. K. Ohio, would you like some? She stops. Forgive me, Omei, but you look like hell. Thanks, I've been working, Mrs. K. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. Well, that's true. I agree. It's good to be back in one piece. It is good to have you back. I can tell you've been busy, and I see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Indeed it is. Yep, I found some DNA evidence and need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. Thank you, Mrs. K. It's been a long night though, may I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Thank you, Mrs. K. That's very, very kind of you. Now, Mr. K. Let's talk to you. Evening, sir. What's the word around town, Mr. K? There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying that they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. Well, there's more to it than just that. My thoughts exactly. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census, the city is still 66% humans. Close your eyes, throw a rock, you're more than likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime though, and that should be enough. This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. K, but he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry, I'm not gonna start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. So Mr. K is worried about racial prejudice in the city. Apparently it's a problem that he's been in touch with. I'll leave you to your business, sir. Well, thanks. Take care of yourself. Yeah, well, racism is a real problem. You are about to transition to a new location, yes. So we need to find someone that would help us analyze the blood sample we have. The digital world. You've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, the cybernetic analog of Inside the Grid, the worldwide computer network. A digital world, information brought to life. Inside cyberspace, your avatar does all the work while your meat body's left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world, and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked, if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy decker and you can die. So you're going to see a demonstration of cyberspace? Probably. So we're gonna have to talk to the tech boys in the back. Oh, and they're over here. In fact, not very much in the back, just here in the front. Alright, well, David Fry, you're exactly who we need right now. Morning, you look like you've been up all night. Indeed, I have. You look like you've seen some action, too. Yeah, suppose I could use a shower. You here to buy equipment? Negative. Need a DNA analysis. Fry can help you out. Nox Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that, he considers for a moment. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. So, what do you want to know about? Well, we need the owner's identity. That's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via a matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. So we give him the blood sample. Kulikov, when David gets me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. Wonderful. Thanks guys, if this works, we may find the Emerald City Ripper. No, Drek! He turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up, Johnny boy, we've got work to do. And Kulikov, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Kulikov. Alright, cool. So they're excited about the whole thing. We'll leave them for just a bit because I saw someone here that I want to talk to, perhaps. Van Grass. We saw him earlier, but I don't remember what he did. Was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? Yes. Okay, so he's a fence. Good, we can sell some stuff. We've got a flight recorder, what we picked off the other runners over there. Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you, say 20%, that leaves 2,000 for you. Okay, if we had corporate etiquette, then we'd have 500 more. But we don't, so let's just take what we can get. Pleasure doing business. Same. Alright, so we talk to him. Alright, let's check back with David Ferrai. Just a second. You need some hardware and software? Oh, okay, no, you don't have any stories to tell, you just have stuff. We don't need stuff at the moment. So let's talk to Johnny Clean. Hello, Johnny. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. Good. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. Well, that is quite impressive. So that sounds fascinating. If there's time later, maybe you can tell me more about it. Yes, maybe we can sit down with David and he can share his research. But let's stay focused. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? 0. I have had 0 experience. So what now? Okay, we need to deck in. I can't deck in because I don't have a deck. But he can. We shall do that. I suppose we could have gotten some equipment just for this run, but oh well. Confirm. Get in. And I have nothing to do here. Run around, run around. We're in! Your synapses light up as you connect your consciousness to the digital world. Although you're unjacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. Alright, so we're gonna go. The arc will take us to the next node. Now that's where we're gonna go. We're in another node. Okay, so we found the Lone Star data store. The data store ahead is defended by intrusion countermeasures. Yes. So these are the guys. Now, what happens in the cybernetic world is not that different from what happens in the real world. You essentially need to kill these guys using your things. For example, we have a heal, we have a sniffer, we have a killer program, which is good. We have a suppression. Suppression suppresses this thing over here. If you get into an alarm state, then everywhere you go there will be IC just everywhere. Execute attacker ESP. Okay, this will give us a helping hand, and that's something that we do want. So let's get it. Alright, now he himself has still 1 action. Let's use the killer program. A white sentry IC, a white IC, and a white IC. These guys move and are melee. These guys shoot. This guy is a shield. He probably has some strengthening programs. I always like to kill the sentries first. They tend to be annoying. There you go, 75 IP damage. He's about halfway. And you can shoot things. You have a tar bomb, which is an area effect matrix stack, which deals 75 damage and roots attackers in place. Can we do 2? Yes. Okay, so if it works, then both of them will... Yes, very good. That guy got killed and that guy cannot move. Since he's melee, that essentially deactivates him. Okay, so now we're gonna shoot this guy. And he has 75 IP damage, very good. Missed us. Okay, so now Johnny, 68, it's not great. Let's go with you. Let's try to kill this guy for now. And he is killed, and line of sight blocked. Okay. Right, you can only... Well, I guess you'll move for now. We can't actually move use the data until all the white IC, well, all the IC, if there was any black ones, they would also need to be deactivated. Until we kill everyone, we can't do anything. So let's kill it. Missed. Okay, that's not great. Attack program, please kill this thing. And it is that. The IC is down. Let's see if there's a match for this fingerprint. Alright, so that's what we do. Hacked DNA database. The Lone Star database. DNA match located. 100% match. Oh good. Arrest records database. So, apparently we do have a criminal record for whoever this is. Subject Silas Forsberg. Status deceased. Oh. Chop shop surgical assistant, prior convictions, breaking and entering on 2 counts and 1 public indecency. Brought in for questioning on accusation of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. Let me just write that down then. A dead man. Okay, that's weird. How could we have been attacked by a dead man? Silas Forsberg. Chop shop assistant, break and entering ×2, public indecency ×1. I don't think that the priors are gonna count much, but who knows, maybe it'll be useful for thinking. Unlicensed a plastic surgery. Silas Forsberg. Dead? How the hell does that work? 100% match to a dead man? Let's keep looking. Yes, let's. Okay, so you can go in one move, so let's just go forward. And you are gonna have to lag behind a little bit. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, there is some kind of data node here, that's good. Well, we're gonna have to move around and there's probably gonna be someone to shoot at us here. Okay, just here. And on the other side, yes. Okay, that's fine. Autopsy records. That's good. That's exactly what we need when it comes to a dead person. Kill you. And I don't know if we even hit or not. Missed. Okay. Program, please come. Please help us. You're gonna have to come closer, which means you're not gonna get to attack this turn, but you're gonna beat me. We got hit. Not for very much, but still. Okay, let's start with the program. Let's start with his maybe something. Or maybe not. These guys don't move, so a tar bomb is actually a bit of a waste. This thing's dead. Now let's try with this one. It is weakened. Maybe we can hit it. Yes, we're good to go. Okay, so autopsy records. Silas Forsberg, subject was found overdose on half a dozen different sedatives. Okay, I'll just write down OD. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. So, mutilated face. Elf with a mutilated face. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. This just keeps getting weirder. Okay, so I thought that maybe, you know, dead but not dead kind of thing, but no, if it's been decomposing for several days or weeks, then that makes it tricky. I mean, I suppose faking your own death is not out of the question in this world, but faking your own decomposing death is going to be trickier. The disfigurement does make it easier to fake something, as in provide a decoy. Okay, so we have 3 guys to kill. But the dental records match up, so how would that work? I mean, it's not like you could give someone your dentistry. I don't think you could. Well, alright. So what do? We have a killer AP. Well, let's just kill it on the first one. 75. And you're going to all come up and try to kill us. Yeah, of course you will. He said something, I think it was that we've got to find out more about the Silas guy. Okay, kill this guy. Try to kill this guy as much as you can. Okay, now you try to kill this guy. And we're not gonna manage to do this guy in one go, so let's just take cover. Take cover. Oh, we still have one action. That's annoying. Let's end the turn. I don't know what he did there. Okay, so he launched a program and missed. Okay, we're gonna tarball you. So he can't move. He can shoot, so that's not a perfect solution. Okay, and he's dead. Right, so we go into the Newsnet archives. Silas Forsberg returns one thing. The body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in a Snohomish in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to the reports, his body a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medication and sedatives. Alright, the man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the sprawl. Okay, so that might be something you can go on. Let's regroup in the meat space for a bit. Right, so Forsberg's dead, but we know that he left all his money to his psychiatrist, which is rather unusual. So I guess now we should track the psychiatrist, see what that's about. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace find the doctor. You win? Give me a minute. I think I will actually buy something for the occasion. Even though it doesn't, I will not be using it later on, but we can always sell it for half price. And maybe someone else will have to jack in for us. Yeah, give us some software. We want either one of them or one of them. I think consumables, I think execute programs are better. So let's just get an Apacker ESP. I've always had the most luck with them. Buy one of those. Confirm. Okay, hopefully I can equip that to Johnny Clean so he has a spare program. Okay, Jackson, and apparently we can't. Okay, so it's just his stash that it looks at. Fine. Alright, so we're in again. We'll use the program for something else in the future. Alright, so we need to kill this guy, White Sparky, and this guy. So let's not waste time. Let's deploy a guy and let's hide ourselves. And this guy, let's just shoot. And he's dead. Okay, that was easy. Okay, let's just start with this. Kill the white IC. If you don't miss, we're good. You didn't miss, so we are good. So we can access the medical board. Patient records. Looking for our guy, located. Alright, we have over 20 years of data. So a pediatric record, partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. Okay, so he was weird before any other stuff. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect, upping the dosage. Alright, that's unfortunate. Next, okay. Data missing or corrupted, contact your administrator for help. I don't think that's something we can do. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant, written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Writing that down, Henry Holmes. Right. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Violent episodes, that's bad. The latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Ah, I see. Well, okay, first of all, that explains why he signed everything over to his psychiatrist. And second of all, this makes it seem like... Like maybe... it's not Silas that's dead, maybe it's the psychiatrist that's dead and he has begun to impersonate him. Well, let's see how well that takes. I've got a name now, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. Let's go. Watch out, that black IC could fry our brains and kill us. Which one? Oh, this one. Yeah, the spiky ones are the worst. Okay, that can't do anything for us. I suppose we best hide. Okay, that healing will come in handy. We missed twice, that's good. We want to get rid of that black IC first of all. Where did we come out of? Okay, we came out of here and we need to get there. Oh, program, you're useless. Okay, so we're just gonna have to count on our luck. Missed. Oh fuck, that's not good. Tell you what, we'll go with the high. What? Missed everything. Got hit again. Alright, move you forth. Okay. And start shooting is what you need to do. Okay, got hit. That's good. Okay, now I'll try to hit you. One. Dead. Okay, and try to hit you again. 50% chance, not very good. Missed. Okay, at least everyone missed. I'm gonna proceed the medical record slowly. Can I take? Yes, okay, good. We'll do the killer application, maybe it will work. Yes, it did, good. It should only take one more hit. And it's dead. Very good. I don't have the AP for it. So let's just end the turn. Employment records. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD, PhD. Let's check current employment. Current employment, Chief Psychiatrist at the Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. That's the current employment. Let's check previous employment. Previously, psychiatrist in residence there, and previously attending psychiatrist and previously private practice. Okay, so we know where he is now. Bingo, back to meat space. Yeah, we're gonna have to go and check him out in real life. Alright, so let's just go back. We need to get all the... It doesn't actually matter with the program, right? He doesn't need to leave. Go there. Get back to our entry point. And out we go. Reality is at the end of the day contextual, and as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers in your meat body, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck to find that the Union's safe house has risen. People are here. Okay, so we're here, we found stuff out. That means we have something to chase in the world. Alright. Where are we? Here we are. Let's talk to David about it, tell him what's going on. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? Yes. We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now, I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Kulikov? Um, well, so Silas could have an identical twin brother, faked his death, or the DNA evidence doesn't belong to the killer. Why would, I mean, how would you do that? Why would you leave evidence of someone else? I think maybe Silas faked his own death. That's a distinct possibility. What was it we saw in the autopsy report? His face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify him. He was killed by sedatives, but the coroner still thought he had ripped his own face off. In simple suicide, he killed himself with a drug overdose. I think the most pertinent thing is the difficulty to identify. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Oh, I didn't know that. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Luckily, I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? So maybe he had a corp gunning for him, probably gotten over his head on loans, chop shop assistant doesn't pay well. He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True, wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental, and the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. Who did we see downtown? Oh, that weird elf. Oh, that weird elf guy. Okay. The weird, ugly elf. Well, I guess I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I sideloaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your catch. Your cut. Great. I'll see you later then. So we need to talk to Johnny Fry. We talked to Johnny and Fry, and now we need to hire runners and head to Mercy Mental Hospital. We're gonna do that in the next installment. Okay, so we got some money for our stuff. Alright. Well, let's just check stuff out. New armor. Do you have anything new that I don't have? I don't even remember what I have right now. What do I have? Alley Punk, HP plus 3. We can also take the Ganger Mask, which gives HP plus 5 and Quickness plus 1, which that would be good. Refurb UCAS Shock Gear, which is Strength plus 1 and HP plus 5. And Alley Mage Outfit, which is Willpower plus 1 and HP plus 5. Okay, that's actually probably the best. Although, right, maybe because we're putting a lot of stuff in willpower, but the magical weapon we have is not actually super great, and well, I guess we're underusing our spells. Should probably focus more on spells, I think. Also, the Alley Mage outfit has armor 4, but if we take the Ganger Mask, which will look silly, taken off a dead ganger, which seemed like a good idea at the time, that will give us 6 armor, 5 HP, and quickness, so we don't have to. Can shoot our guns, which we're not super great at, without worrying about spending karma. So let's do that. Let's get that. Confirm. Swap that out. We're gonna walk around with a bunny face. Looks silly. I like it. I do like it. Okay, let's confirm. We'll be selling that other outfit we have. Well, let's see what Algernon has for us. Algernon looks the same as always, so much so that one may wonder if he ever takes time to eat or sleep. Perhaps his presence on this plane of existence is insubstantial enough that he isn't subject to such base needs. Or perhaps he just does these things when no one's looking. Dark clouds surround you, my friend, but perhaps there is something I can provide that would help with whatever weighs so heavily on you. Well, what's new in the world of magic, Algernon? The spirits are stirring. Something has upset the natural order. There is something new, different. I've seen some sick trek lately, might be what you mean. I'm thinking about that strange other spirit that the ghosts were freaked out about. Algernon takes a hard look at you for what may be the first time, but this is the hard look of a magician, whose eyes pierce the veil of reality and burrow through a man's soul. I can see you have met with disturbing visions, but there is something else out there, something not born of life, as other spirits are. Shaking his head, Algernon opens his clasped hands to you, as if begging forgiveness. Too often this world leaves us confounded. I pray I have not left you in such a state with my idle musings. Please, can I be of service to you today? Well, let's see what you have. Any weapons? Yes, we get a new weapon, a better power bolt, which we will swap out immediately. Actually, let's see what we have in our equipment, so we can immediately sell the power bolt. We have a heal wound 1, a mana bolt 1, an armor 1, a lightning bolt 1, and a mana bolt, a mana pole, and a mana bolt 1. We're not gonna get better haste, but okay. So we have mana. We could get a mana bolt 2, which ignores targets. Ignores armor, targets willpower, does ongoing 10 HP. Ball lightning, which is cool. Ongoing 5 HP and 1 AP for 1 round. Okay, we have an acid stream, ongoing 6 HP for 2 rounds. 12 damage, that's nice. Fireball. We have... Actually, let's just... we have a lot of Union. We do have a lot of Union. Let's just sell a lot of stuff. Let's sell on anything, everything almost. All the offensive stuff. Sell it. Do we have any updated armor? Yes. Updated health? Because health is something heal wound 1. Heal wound 2? No, we don't have heal wound 2. Okay. That armor thing. +1 armor, last 2 rounds. I haven't actually been using it. Maybe I'll just swap it out for something offensive. So we have a new weapon. We want a new mana ball. Fireball. Costs 2 AP. These things always do. Bow lightning costs 3 AP. That's harsh. Stun ball costs 3 AP as well. Fireball costs 2 AP. Lightning bolt, mana bolt. I like the lightning bolt. Let's get that. Flamethrower. Ah, that's nice. Flamethrower's nice. So we have 3 offensive things, and instead of the armor, we can get either an offensive thing. I'm thinking acid stream, perhaps. I like bow lightning, but I'm thinking that what's the likelihood of me actually having 3 AP to spare all the time? Not that great. So either this or sorry, it is the relative morning, so I am quite a bit sleepy. Or we can get better armor. It gives 2 armor. That's 3 rounds, that's pretty good. Or we can get aim. Aim is actually quite nice to have because, well, it just is, isn't it? Yeah, let's get that. Let's get aim. So we have 3 offensive things, a new weapon, and aim. We will pay 2,000. We have 8,000, so that will be fine. I mean, we'll still have a lot of money. Well, enough money. We'll still have enough money for hiring people. Let's confirm. So this auto-equipped, this auto-equipped, this is all great. Oh, I forgot to sell that. We'll sell it somewhere else then. So as you may have noticed, there is new gear on the market. I think that's about as good with gear as we're gonna get. So let's talk guns with Gunman over here. Despite the hour, Buster is fastidiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. He shows every indication that he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister matte black hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. Just in time, I've got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east. Factory fresh and still smelling of their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in this batch that you'd be interested in? Maybe. How long have you been in the trade, Buster? Well, let's see here. I left California on July 8th, 2038 at 6:13 in the morning. It was a Thursday. Yes, of course you know all these details. You're military. I don't know what year it is. Never mind what day or hour. From there I wandered a bit, plied my skills in America in a half-dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shadows like some of the boys I knew. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full-scale engagements to be had, so I didn't want her work. Might still be doing it today if I hadn't lost the arm. Well, the replacement looks up to task. What, this here? No, this is a more recent upgrade then, thanks to Doc Castle over there. For a good while I was sporting something a good deal clunkier. I keep the old one in the back as a reminder. It was all so stupid. Some Aussies were lobbing smokers behind their lines, more to mess with us than anything. I decided to toss one back, and didn't it just figure that the one I grab ain't a smoker. I got it off, but only just barely shredded my old arm, but good. Got plenty of other scars to remember the moment by as well, but the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pulled the pin with the other. That's good advice. Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get you? Well, let's see what you have. Okay, so I see there's stuff that's beginning to surpass our credentials. So we're gonna need new ranged combat to equip some of this stuff, which might just be worth our time and our karma to do. In this game, it's always worth to have ranged combat up to spec. Right, so what is it that we have? We have an Uzi 3, damage 7, cap 24. Are there any new SMGs? Of this, we have a Colt Cobra, a mil-spec SMG that's easily found in the streets. I'm thinking let's just get the highest possible swap of what we have, so get the best SMG. We have a Sweet Streeper. I said Sweet Streeper, didn't I? Street Sweeper, which is a shotgun, and we could swap it out for this Remington, which is better cap, better everything. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that, and let's sell this and sell these. Alright, that gives us back 1,000, and we get this, confirm. We can't equip it just yet, but we will in a second, so thanks TB. And let's go. We have a lot of karma to spend, so even if we need to get a bunch of stuff. Alright, we need to spend 8 for here. Oh, we can go into Overwatch, which I always forget about, but perhaps I will not this particular time. What does strength give us? Grenade throwing. I'm not very great with grenades, I don't care. Willpower. What does this? Ley line. Oh, I like ley lines. Through fog of war. What's fog of war anyway? I don't even know what fog of war is. We can get a new etiquette. That would be nice. We don't care about conjuring. We don't care about decking. I am being a little bit more specialized than I usually am, so but still, let's take some resistance to damage. What's fog of war? I honestly don't know. We can use charisma. That would take 11 points to get us up to spec. I don't know what etiquette I would like, so maybe not. I have Shadowrunner and security. What else do I need? I have Shadowrunner and academic. I want security. So maybe, yeah, maybe we would take that. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's good for endgame. I don't remember. Security is always good. Thing is that charisma doesn't give anything better otherwise. 3 etiquettes is nice though. Right. I like etiquettes. Yeah, and this is gonna be the last etiquette we take, and we're gonna take security. Okay, we have 3 left, that's not much. Give it to strength, we don't care. Ranged combat, I guess we can start specializing in SMGs and shotguns. Yeah, and give 1 for dodge. There we go. Used up all our karma. That's fine. Okay, we talk to you, we talk to you, we talk to you. Let's go to our stash. Oh, let's talk to the doctor. Just 1 glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. That seems to be true of doctors. I'm not one to talk, but you look like Drac. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. The castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than when she was a moment before. Now, what can I do for you? Well, everything alright with you, Doc? Here at the Union? Yes, fine, I'm getting back myself. Days here tend to be slow, so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of Touristville, and I had a rough shift. I see. Well, I imagine most shifts in the Barrens are rough. By any measure, yes, they are, but today was especially difficult. I didn't hear all the details, all I know is what came in on the lips of the victims, healthy enough to still speak. Apparently, one of the Baron's gangs incurred the wrath of a local something ring, leading to a rolling shootout throughout the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. That's unfortunate. But the real mess didn't begin until the party crashed into the yard of an old industrial plant out on Union Hill Road. They woke some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing easily as much damage as the initial battle. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough about my troubles. Let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Well, I'd need some medical supplies, perhaps. Okay, yes, we can get advanced medkits and better wagon trauma kits. We have 1 advanced medkit, I think. Yes? Yes. But let's swap out all our basics for better ones. Let's sell all this. Get 1 gold trauma kit and get an advanced medkit. Confirm and yeah, equip. We can also equip this now, so that's good. Thanks for your help, Doc. Anyone else to talk to? Don't know who you are, don't know who you are. Okay, Mr. Delilah. If you're looking for runners again, I'm your guy, discreet service only. Okay, we will need runners and we will need to go, so we need to hire runners and head to Mercy Mental Hospital. And I will actually leave at this point, so I'm not starting with runners I don't remember hiring. So alright, so today we just did a bit of looking around the house and settling some stuff before we head out, but we did find a lot of useful information and had our first foray into cyberspace. So if you've never seen cyberspace before, that's what it looks like, all black and blue. Alright, we found out that the DNA sample from the scene of the crime is actually DNA of a supposedly dead person. However, it may have been faked. It is not unprecedented. Our lead is a psychiatrist in a psychiatric hospital, where we're gonna go with some firepower, because that's what you always need. I don't imagine whoever we're gonna meet is gonna be super friendly. If they are the person that we need, they're definitely not gonna be friendly, and if they're just implicated and innocent, which is rather unlikely in this world, well, better safe than sorry, right? Alright, so I guess we'll be picking out runners and heading out there next time. Cheerio, take care guys.